Now I will read in English Spirit's Book, Chapter 2 by Kardec. So interesting. I I stop it now. I finish now in Portuguese. Oh, marvelous, marvelous. So marvelous how was when I had 18 years and I start to read this in first time. Oh, so great, so great. Marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. Hello. Now in English. I was reading. I was turned on in Instagram. How are you? It start this week. So good. Let me open PC. Let me here, because I only in English. I will start to put this. Let me see if I get without start opening PC. Maybe I get it. I don't make download. Then I will make by PC. Now it's good. I'm so happy to make this. I love study Kardec. And with you, I study so much with a great lens. I love it. I love. Thank you for all. Thank you. How is marvelous Kardec? In all time, he is marvelous. Believe me, if you are in confusion, study Kardec. You will be in balance. Let me search. Today I was talking in other live in Portuguese that I love make two things. One, it's Herbalife and say to you, use Herbalife because we need vitamins. In Herbalife, it's secure vitamins. If I buy vitamins in drugs magazine, in drug shopping, this make me feel so bad. With Herbalife, no, it's marvelous. And today I make, let me say to you in English, me say to you. A cake. A pineapple cake with corn and cheese balls with mussels, so delicious. And I don't know, I think this is not in your language. It's chocolate cakes, little cakes, without condensed milk. Eat this food, don't will turn you. So still, it don't make you be so still. No, this is so high to your body. Without condensing milk. It don't will let you stew, and this food is light. I use Nutrev from Herbalife. It's marvelous. It's a very fragrant for marvelous. This for marvelous. Then come on to see the book, chapter 2. If you don't saw chapter 1, see here. In English, I put here. Now is chapter 2. The Spirit's book, so incredible information, my God. Incredible. Still now, I had read this in past when I was 18 years. Let me see if I say right. I was I was 18 when I first read it first time. When I first read it, it's the same first time. In Portuguese, we costume to say, primeira vez, and you said first only. Let me see the page. It's second chapter. Okay. The general elements from universe. The general elements of universe. The knowledge of the origin of things. It's incredible information. Still today, the knowledge of the origin of things. Question 17. Can human know the origin of things? I don't know if in English I was reading this. Let me see. I don't know. Let me see if I made this. I have had impression that I made this in English too. I don't know. Let me see here. The piggy is dancing with Nuera. Oh my God. Let me see if I made this. One, final one. Chapter 2. I don't can make this cause. No, I made this. Yes, I made. I will make the final in English. No, I don't made it. I don't made it. I made it only in Portuguese. Okay, come on. Can humans know the origin of things? No. On earth, no, on earth. God does not allow everything to be revealed to them. 18. Will they ever be able to grasp the mystery of things now hiding from them? Answer. The veil is lifted as they become more and more purified. But in order to understand certain things, they need faculties they don't yet have. 19. Can't humans grasp, given to them for their advancement in all matters, but they cannot go beyond the limits set by God? Sorry, I read answer. I will read question. Can't humans grasp some of nature's secrets through scientific investigation? Science has been given to them for their advancement in all matters, but they cannot go beyond the limits set by God. And now a comment by Kardec. The more humans are allowed to grasp such mysteries, the more they should admire the power and wisdom of the Creator. However, whether through pride or through weakness, they, our minds, often render them victims of illusion, and they pile theory upon theory. Every day they see how many errors they have mistaken for truths, and how many truths they have dismissed as errors. These realizations are further blows to their pride. 20. Outside the realm of scientific investigation, can humans receive communication of a higher order regarding matters that go beyond the scope of their senses? Answer. Yes. If God deems it useful, God will reveal what science cannot detect. Is this in more times in this work of Kardec? Is this what spirits made to us? It is through such communications, now a note from Kardec, it's true such communications that humans can, to a certain degree, now know about their past and their future destiny. 21. Is matter eternal like God, or was it created at some specific time in the past? The matter is eternal, how God? Only God knows. Nevertheless, there is something you should realize by using your reason. God, the very personification of love and charity, has never been inactive. God is ever active, is life, is energy. God has the very personification of love and charity, has never been inactive. No matter how long ago you might imagine the onset of the divine action to have been, could you possibly conceive of God as ever having been idle for even 1 second? The Spirit asked Kardec, can you imagine God ever have been idle for even 1 second? 22. Matter is generally defined as that which has extension, that which can impress our senses, that which is impenetrable, are these definitions correct? The Spirit's answer. From your own point of view, they are correct because you can only talk about matters that are familiar to you. Matter, however, also exists in states that are unfamiliar. It's so interesting. Have states of matter that we don't know. For example, it may be so ethereal and subtle that your senses cannot detect it. It's matter nonetheless, even though you don't perceive it as such. Then how we define matter? Answer, spirits. Matter is the tie that enchants the spirit. It's the instrument that the spirit uses and upon which it simultaneously exerts its actions. Exert is action. Note from Kardec. From this viewpoint, one could say that matter is the agent or intermediary that enables the spirit to act while at the same time being acted upon by spirit. Acted upon by spirit. What is spirit? The answer, the intelligent principle of the universe. What is spirit's innermost nature? Answer. It's not easy to explain spirit in your language. For you, it's nothing because it's not something palpable. Nevertheless, for us, it's something. You must realize that nothing means nothing and nothing does not exist. 24. Is spirit synonymous with intelligence? Answer. Intelligence is one of the essential attributes of spirit, but both merge into a common principle. Thus, for you, they are one and the same thing. 25. Is the spirit independent of matter, or it is only a property of matter, as color are properties of light, and a sound is a property of air? Answer. They are distinct from each other, but the union of spirit and matter is necessary to enable matter to act intelligence. Other question from Kardec. Is this union equally necessary for the manifestation of spirit? Answer. For you, it's necessary because you are not built to perceive the spirit apart from matter. Your senses are not formed to do so. Note from Kardec. In this session, we understand the spirit to mean the intelligence principle rather than the entities designated by the name. Absolutely true dot. Can we conceive answer question first? Can we conceive of a spirit apart from matter and matter apart from spirit? Answer: absolutely. True. Dot. 27. So, are there two general elements in the universe, matter and spirit? This question is grateful. This answer: yes. And over everything is God, the creator and author of all. These three elements comprise the principle of all that existence. Three elements: matter, God, matter, God, spirit, and matter. But God is immutable, is unique, and spirit and matter is different from God. This is three elements in all, it's the principle of all exist. They are the universal Trinity: God, spirit, and matter. Universal Trinity. However, to the element of matter must be added the universal fluid. This universal fluid, the spirits will explain. Which place be added the universal fluid, which plays an intermediary role between spirit and matter. Per se, since matter is too dense for spirits to act upon it directly, don't have how make we spirit act directly matter in this body. It's necessary universal fluid. Although from a certain point of view, this fluid may be regarded as part of the material element. It differs from it due to special properties. If it were simple matter, there would be no reason for a spirit not to be matter too. It's not a simple matter, this universal fluid. Is a bit different and have some different qualities of matter. It's other type of matter. If it were simple matter, there would be no reasons. If universal fluid was matter, it's not necessary. Just as matter is matter. If it were simple matter, there would be no reason for a spirit not to be matter too. It's placed between spirit and matter. Yet it is a fluid, just as matter is matter. It's countless combinations with matter. And under the direction of spirit, it's capable of producing an infinite variety of things about which you still know very, very little. By being the agent upon which spirit acts, this universal, primitive, or elementary fluid is the principle without which matter would forever remain in a state of dispersion. All things are necessary this elementary fluid to condense it and form material forms. Without universal fluid, don't have nothing. These are all dispersed, all state of dispersion. It would never acquire the properties given to it by gravitation, and nor without this universal fluid not affect gravitation law, because this would be dispersed with dispersion, all material things without universal fluid. Note from Kardec. The universal cosmic fluid is the primitive elementary matter, whose modification and transformations comprise the innumerable variety of bodies found in nature. As the universal elementary principle, it offers two distinct states, etherization or imponderability, which may be considered the normal primitive state, and materialization or ponderability, which is in a certain way only consecutive to the former. Then Kardec said that had two distinct states, etherization and materialization of this universal fluid. The universal cosmic fluid is the primitive elementary matter, whose modifications and transformations comprise the innumerable varieties of bodies found in nature. And as the universal elementary principle, it offers two distinct states, etherization or imponderability, which may be considered the normal primitive state, imponderability, and materialization or ponderability, which is in a certain way only consecutive to the former. The intermediary point is the transformation of the fluid into tangible matter. However, even then, there is not a brusque transition, because our imponderable fluids may be regarded as a halfway phase between the two states. This note is from Genesis, other work that Kardec received by spirits. Genesis International Spiritist Council. Other questions inside 29th question. Might this fluid be what we call electricity? Answer. We have stated that it's capable of countless combinations. What you call the electric and magnetic fluids are both modifications of the one universal fluid. Properly speaking, this fluid is a perfect and subtle matter that may be considered as being independent of matter per se. 28th question. Anterior was 27. 28 now. Since the spirit is something in and of itself, wouldn't it be clearer and less subject to confusion to label these two general elements as inert matter and intelligent matter? Kardec asked if inert matter and intelligent matter can be named how qualities of this material, of this fluid. And answer, spirit's answer. Words don't matter much to us. It's up to you to formulate your language in a way that you can understand one another. The disputes among you almost always arise because you cannot agree on the meanings of the words you use. Your language is incomplete regarding things that don't touch your senses. A note from Kardec. One obvious fact dominates all theories. We see matter, which is not intelligent, and we see an intelligent principle that is independent of matter. Nonetheless, the origin of a connection between these two are unknown to us. Note from Kardec. Whether they have a common origin and necessary points of contact between them, and whether intelligence has its own independent existence or is only a property or effect, as some claim, or even whether it's an emanation of divinity. This is all unknown to us. Matter and intelligence are distinct as far as we concerned. Thus, we regard them as being two principles comprising the universe. Above this, however, we see an intelligence dominating and governing all others, and it differs from them due to its essential attributes. It's this supreme intelligence that we call God. The properties of matter. 29. Is ponderability an essential attribute of matter? Kardec asked. Answer: of matter as you understand it, yes, but not of matter considered as the universal fluid. The ethereal and subtle matter that forms this fluid is imponderable to you, and yet it's the very principle of your ponderable matter. Note from Kardec. Ponderability is a relative property. Outside the gravitational pull of the globes, there is no weight, just as there is not up or down. Is not up or down. Outside the gravitational pull of the globes. This was Kardec note. Question 13. Does matter consist of one or many elements? Answer. One single primitive element. The bodies you regard are simple. As simple are not true elements, but later transformations of the one primitive matter. 31. Where do the different properties of matter come from? Answer. From the modifications that the elementary molecules undergo as a result of their combining under certain conditions. 32. Then, wooden flavors, odors, colors, sounds, even the poisonous or healing qualities of certain bodies be no more than modifications of the one and the same primitive substance? The spirit's answer, yes, of course. And they only exist due to the disposition of the organs that are meant to perceive them. Note from Kardec. This principle is proven by the fact that not all perceive the qualities, the objects in the same way. What one person finds tasty, another might find disgusting. What appears blue to one person may appear as red to another. Something that is poisonous for some might be harmless or even healthy for others. 33. Is the same elementary matter capable of undergoing all possible modifications and acquiring all possible properties? Answer, yes, and this is what you should understand when we say that everything is in everything. Everything is in everything. Now I have two notes. One about this. Everything is everything. Is in everything. This principle explains the phenomenon now by all magnetizers, which consist in using willpower to confer very different properties upon any given substance. Water, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, and all the other elements we consider not to be simple are only modifications of the one primitive substance. As it's yet possible for us to go back to the substance except by thinking about it. The elements truly are elements to us. And without further ado, we can consider them as such until further notice. Further ado, we can consider them as such until further notice. It's a note. Let me see, that is one note in 21. 21 note. Is the same elementary, the note, ponderable, words, serious consideration, or having appreciable weight. I see that here, was another question, a continuation, but I don't know where. Doesn't this theory affirm the opinion of those who don't believe in more than only two essential properties for matter? force and movement, and who believe what all the other properties are only secondary effects that vary according to the intensity of the force and direction of the movement is physics. It's physics concepts. His answer: this opinion is correct, but it should also add, according to the arrangement of the molecules. This may be seen, for example, in an opaque body that becomes transparent and vice versa. 34. Do molecules have a defined form? This was so interesting. Certainly, molecules have a form, but you are incapable to discern it. This form, this human being know about molecules is not definitive. Is this form constant or variable? Kardec question. Answer: constant for the primitive elementary molecules, but variable for the secondary ones, which are only aggregations of the former. However, what you term a molecule is still very far from being the elementary molecule. We don't know elementary molecule. The scientists here don't know. Universal space is finished. The two last questions. Is universal space infinite or limited? Let me turn off something. I was made favor my butter. Do molecules have a defined form? The answer is: this form constant or variable? Universal space. For instance, I have a note from Kardec here. I don't know what from is note. I think is note the general elements of the universe: oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, and all the other elements we consider to be simple are only modifications of the one primitive substance. As it is yet possible for us to go back to the substance except by thinking about it. The elements truly are elements to us, and without further ado, we can consider them as such until further notice and continue. For instance, a specific flavor or even the active qualities of other substances. Since there is but one primitive element, and since the properties of different bodies are but modifications of this one element, it follows that the most innocuous substance has the same underlying principle as the most harmful substance. Thus, water is made up of one part oxygen and two parts hydrogen, but becomes corrosive if the proportion of oxygen is doubled. An analogous transformation may be produced through magnetic action directed by the human will and have trace and out. I think is note from Kardec, I don't know. It's universal space infinite or limited? Answer, infinite. If it had limits, what would be beyond them? I know this baffles your reason, yet reason itself tells you that it can be no other way. The same, it's true of the idea. The same is true of the idea of the infinite. You will never be able to comprehend it from your teeny sphere of thinking. A note from Kardec. Suppose we were to imagine a limit to space. No matter how far out our thought may place it, reason tells us that there must still be something beyond it. And so on and so forth to infinite. Even if there were only an absolute void beyond that limit, there would still be space. 36. Is there an absolute void in any part of universal space? Answer, no, there is no void. What appears to you to be a void is actually occupied by matter that cannot be detected by your senses or instruments. Because the sounds of space don't search nothing. Nothing life in Mars, nothing life in other, in Sun. But we don't can have certain of this, sincerely no. Because the matter is have infinite variations and have variations that we don't can see with eyes, don't can perceive with our senses, still with our teeny mentality is still. Then it's finished this chapter. I got to make this entirely, and it's so good. Then I will finish tomorrow Medium's book that have a bit of finish the last chapter there. I hope you Please open your eyes for more beyond this word. It's important because the spirit must to be, must to know this. Our spirit needs this information. I hope you have a good night and a great start of week. Until the next.